Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and on this episode we're going to do an unboxing. The topic of this unboxing, Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. And if I remember correctly, I believe the theme is heels and it's number 3 or 4. But I'll tell you in a second exactly what the theme is. Get out my trusty knife. Pop it open. And yep, heels number 3. We'll put that to the side for now. Now that's interesting. This is the first time that ever happened. On the top is the pin. Jake the Snake Roberts. Pretty cool. And I'll take a picture of that later so you guys can get a better view of it. Jump right into our shirts. Actually, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, really cool actually. Huh. I kind of thought it was a diamond, but realize it's a snake head. How do I say it? I don't know why I would think it was a diamond. Maybe because of DDP Yoga. Who knows? But first off, we get... Oh, fuck. That's pretty cool. Sorry about the F-bomb. Tommaso Ciampa. Who doesn't love Tommaso Ciampa? Mr. Sports Entertainment. Greatest sports entertainer ever, as he says. So, yeah. It's a really cool shirt. I really enjoy it. And next up, wow, I think this is one of the few times that usually it's most all black shirts. But a nice white shirt. I don't have many white shirts. Most wrestling shirts aren't white. But in case you don't know what that logo is, it's a Switchblade shirt. And I don't know how good it's coming over. But as you can see, there's a drawing of Switchblade, kind of like the Switchblade would be behind, and this is ripped through. So Switchblade Jay White, pretty cool. I wasn't a fan of his, even when he joined I see the next thing. When he joined the Bullet Club, he kind of is growing on me though. The more he gets, experience there. And I think a lot had to do with he just had such a baby face. His face made him look so youthful. Next up we get, oh, this is pretty awesome. That's fucking awesome. I love this. This is my favorite thing by far. I love these brawlers. I think they're really cool. And this is one of my all-time favorites. Raven. Kind of got the face paint like he wore in TNA, but more of a WCW / ECW style. I believe he wore face paint a couple times in each of them, but I believe he did more of an Ankh. But anyway, either way, fucking cool little figure. I love it. He's doing the Raven pose, or the Jesus Christ pose as it's known. Next up we have, and this is why I said villain on the other thing, pair of Marty Scurll Villain Enterprises socks. Fits up sizes 6 to 13. I wear size 13, so very cool. I like those. Hopefully they're comfortable. The Joey Ryan socks that they sent out a few months back are really comfortable. Oh, that's awesome. The Roddy Piper shoot interview. I believe I've seen some of this, if I remember right. This is the one that he talks about Pat Patterson. Yeah, but doesn't, kind of pulls back on what he was saying. But we'll see. I'll definitely check it out. I love Piper. This Roddy Piper and Dr. D. David Schultz are the reasons I watch professional wrestling. I had seen wrestling. My mother, when she was alive, used to tell stories that I would watch wrestling as early as 2 or 3 years old and emulate Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I don't remember that. The first people I remember seeing and falling in love with was in, I had to be late 83, early 84. I was about 6, 7 years old. And I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but this is a cool story, so. It's my origin story into wrestling, I guess. I was just flipping through, going through the channels, and flipping through at that time meant you had to change the dial. And I seen wrestling on. And I started watching it. I never wasn't too impressed with much. Then all of a sudden there was an interview. It was Dr. D, David Schultz, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. The second they talked, both of them, I was glued to my screen. I wanted to see what was going to happen, and I believe Dr. D, David Schultz, wrestled, and he was talking about beating somebody up, and you know, if you've seen a Dr. D, David Schultz video, you know what I'm talking about. He has a very specific style. And that's what hooked me. I had to tune in next week to see what Dr. D and Rowdy Roddy Piper were going to do. And then Hogan, I believe this was just a bit before Hogan was there. When Hogan came in, I was never a fan of Hogan. Because to me, Rowdy Piper was my guy, so. Imagine that, being a kid in the 80s, a wrestling fan that wasn't a Hulkamaniac. Oh, that's fucking amazing. I know I've dropped like 4 F-bombs here, but that's a great picture. Kevin Steen and El Generico, autographed by Kevin Steen from their amazing feud in Ring of Honor. If you haven't seen that, go back. You owe it to yourself to go and watch it, especially for the memory of El Generico, who unfortunately passed away trying to save some orphans down in Mexico. Kevin Steen, we all know he went on to become Kevin Owens, doing great things right now. What a fantastic feud! One of my favorite feuds, and one of my favorite times in Ring of Honor. Kevin Steen's rise to prominence and champion. I loved everything about it. That's amazing. I really enjoyed it. This has to be one of my favorite boxes. I mean, you got Kevin Steen, who's one of my favorites. Rowdy Roddy Piper, another one of my favorites. Raven, another one of my huge favorites. Jake the Snake, a guy I love. Let me make sure we got everything we're supposed to. Marty Scurll, another guy who's one of my current favorites. Jay White and Tommaso Ciampa, 2 more of my current favorites. So, yeah, just an amazing box. And let me get to this. I want to mention this because I love that they do this. This month we donate money towards Ryan Nemeth's Heel Movie campaign. If you want to check that out, it's seedandspark.com/fund/heel movie. Ryan Nemeth, I believe that's Dolph Ziggler's brother. So yeah, so pretty cool. And then next month, it's Best of the Indies 5. So after Heels Part 3, we get Best of the Indies 5. I've loved all the Best of the Indies boxes. Let's see what they have here. We got Lucha Brothers, Penta and Phoenix, Villain Enterprises, Marty, Brody, Flip, and PCO, Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, Colt Cabana, Women of Rise Wrestling. I'm guessing that's probably going to be the DVD. Kylie Ray, Tony Storm, Tessa Blanchard, and more. Wow, I love all those girls. So far I love everybody on this. The New Hart Foundation, Brian Pillman Jr., Teddy Hart, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. Or actually they have on here Davey Boy Smith Jr. I'm going to take a picture of that so you can see the error. That's pretty cool. I hope, looking at this, I'd love to get, they gave out a Zack Sabre Jr. shirt a while back, and I have I'm guessing Jeff Cobb's going to be the brawler because they haven't done a Jeff Cobb yet. Or they might go out and give us a whole group one, which would be cool. I'm not against that idea. Like I said, I love the brawlers. It would be really cool. I'd love to have a New Hart Foundation shirt. I don't have one of those. Lucha Brothers. I have one. I have a Penta. I do have a Lucha Brothers shirt, as a matter of fact. I'm just rambling on here. Anything from any of these guys would be really cool. Even a new brawler for Colt or Zach would be cool, and just an awesome thing. And I wanted to mention, I'm going to mention this now because I see his name. Colt Cabana has come out and said that he's going to pretty much stop doing the Art of Wrestling, which is a real shame, if you ask me. Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling is the reason we have any wrestling podcast, so I don't care if you've never listened to 1 minute of it. He's the guy that started the whole revolution for that. He's the guy that this exists, that Pro Wrestling Tees and Pro Wrestling Crate exists. Colt Cabana's the guy that really did this. His contributions to wrestling are enormous. So if you're watching this video, you're a wrestling fan, even if you're not a Colt Cabana fan, please go and tell Colt thank you for everything he's given us. I mean, what an amazing guy. And like I said, without him, there's no Pro Wrestling Crate, there's no Pro Wrestling Tees, there's probably no AEW, no StarCast, no Talk is Jericho, no Austin podcast, no Raven podcast, no any podcast you like, no Jim Cornette podcast. He was the guy. He's the guy that started all of it. So he doesn't get the credit he deserves. So it's kind of a shame. It's a sad thing to see Art of Wrestling go. It's a fantastic podcast. He's a fantastic guy. Just thank you, Colt, is basically what I wanted to say. And with all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this has been another Heel Heat Unboxing.